Hey everyone, my name is Nelson Miller. I'm the creator of SurelyWP. We make add-ons for SureCart. Today I have a really big update announcement for our services plugin. So this plugin allows you to sell services, custom deliverables, personalized items, anything like that with SureCart. And yeah, we have been releasing a bunch of updates and still working on even more big updates. But I'm going to show you, I think it's 10 main new features in this plugin that we released pretty recently. And yeah, I'm just getting around to showing you. So let's highlight those here. I am just going to go down through my blog post. It helps me stay organized and remember everything. All right, so there you go. I believe it's, 10 new items. So it's crazy. Okay, so this first feature right here it's kind of going back to version 1.4. It should have been included in that one. It was something that we didn't get done in time. So it's been released, but I wanted to highlight it here because it follows up on 1.4, which was right here. And this update was huge because it allowed you to put the requirements form onto the product page, right? So you could have an input field where the customer could write custom text that they want engraved into your product or whatever. You know, whatever it is, they can do it on the product page. So that was a big update. And then what we didn't have at that time, which we probably should have, now we added this shortcode where you can actually kind of like remind or like provide a summary of what that was in the checkout. So we have a new shortcode. You can read about that on the product page, but you can see here in this first screenshot, I'm putting it into the checkout form. And then here you can see that as a customer checking out, this was the file I uploaded and this was like an input field that I filled out. And it's like showing it there with the summary of what I purchased. So that's kind of, again, it kind of goes along with our previous feature, but it's a really nice improvement. So it's going to automatically, obviously put in, you know, whatever you put in on the product page. Okay. Now, here's a big thing. So we now allow you to sell multiple services per order. The reason this feature request came in from a lot of you, people were saying, hey, I want to like offer like 4 coaching calls, but you know, they want to have them purchase one time, like one SureCart product, and it allows them to request 4 services or coaching calls, which we are going to talk about later. Please stay tuned for getting into some of that stuff, different use cases. So I think it's a great idea. Like, oh, I want to sell 5 or 10 services of a graphic design or consulting times, or I don't know, like use your imagination. Now you can sell multiple, and then we'll talk about how that works. So next though, I want to talk about subscriptions. So you can sell service subscriptions now. Now you're going to use SureCart's subscription features for this. And basically, let's just do something, a really simple example. Let's say you have a monthly graphic design subscription. And every month you allow 6 new designs to be requested. So, you know what I mean? And then you charge accordingly, you know, whatever price is in your actual subscription in SureCart. We don't care, you know, that's handled by SureCart. So then within our system now, the customer who has purchased that can go into their dashboard and request the new service, like click add new service up to 6 times that month. Pretty cool. So it's similar, right, to, you know, number of services allowed per order. Now that would be for one-time purchases. This would be for each billing cycle. So it's the same concept, but now this is really opening up a lot of things. So it's pretty cool. I'm so excited. Now you can see different options. We have so many options. You can obviously enable subscription-based services and then put in the number per cycle. You can choose, again, this probably don't need to go over all this, but you can choose whether to synchronize that with the SureCart subscription billing cycle. Like I said, if you're selling it per month, per week, per year, per day, or you could choose a custom frequency. And the reason we added that advanced feature for custom frequency, let's say you sold a yearly subscription in SureCart. They paid per year, but you want to allow 3 services per month. How would that work? With our system, it works. So we kind of went above and beyond. You can actually choose the frequency, like regardless of the SureCart's frequency, as long as obviously they have an active subscription. That's pretty cool. And then here's one, automatically create a new service for each billing cycle. That's totally optional. Like maybe you want it to like initiate one each month or whatever. And then rollover, you get to choose, if they had so many per month and they didn't use them, does that expire or does it accumulate? So a setting for that as well. Okay, here's what I've been talking about. You collectively now as a customer will be, if you buy multiple products or even just one, like I said earlier, maybe you had 6 of something and you used one, it'll say 5 services remaining here. Now when you're in the customer dashboard and you go to the list of services, it'll tell you how many are remaining when you go here to click that button to create a new one. I think that's a really cool thing. It's just, it just reinforces like, hey, I have this many left, and right beside the button. It makes a lot of sense to me. Okay, little minor details, important, but now within each, when you're viewing a service, you can see remaining services, then the number total. Within that, it's going to be, again, within that order or subscription. It won't be account-wide here. This one is account-wide, right? Like if you had multiple orders. This one would be only within that order, because that would make more sense. So like if you have a subscription and when's the next renewal date, like when my 14 will reset, for example. All right, I think we're ready for the big one. And I should just show you this probably in action. I don't know, would that be the best? Anyway, you can rename services to whatever you want. And that includes everywhere. Okay, some little context. We've been getting a lot of requests for using services for different use cases. Like use cases that almost work with services, but they need that one thing, right? So as a tease, we're adding those things that you're asking for. Like someone asked for the ability to add notes or links. We're going to add that in each service. People are asking for different things, but we'll get to that. But maybe in the next update. But for now, renaming everything, I'll show you. So like here, for example, I'm in my dashboard here. I can see services in my menu and it services here. I could click to view this service. The what you call it, the breadcrumbs, I guess, up here, remain services. Everything says services. What if I want to change that? Well, you go into the settings, in the main settings here, and then right here. So there's going to be a lot of new options. So rename the singular word. So a really common request we've been getting is like coaching calls or consultations and things like that. So I'm going to literally type coaching call. Yeah, you can see I already typed that. And then I would make it plural, coaching calls. Yeah. And then this one here is specifically the customer dashboard text. I don't know why I have that one separate, but. And then here is the icon in the customer dashboard. You have to use these feather icons. That's what SureCart's using. So I was gonna just look up like call, and I think I'll use this one here. So I have to type this in, phone call. Instead of check circle, it's gonna be phone call, like that. Like here, I'll refresh. And this is the admin view, of course. So the menu changes here, it changes up here, here, anywhere where it's going to say that. Let's switch to the customer. I'll use my switch to user feature from our toolkit plugin. So there, you can see it right there, the phone icon, coaching calls. And then when I go there, in fact, look, even there showed it here, coaching calls remaining, coaching calls, add new coaching call. So it's just that really cool thing now. Then again, this is site-wide, so you can't have services and coaching calls, but if you're gonna have multiple things, you would probably just keep it services. Let's say you were just doing personalized gifts, like custom deliverables. You sell T-shirts with someone's name on it. You know what I mean? Well, then you could name it, I don't know, customizations right? You get the idea. Pretty cool. Okay. All right, what else do we have? I have all these screenshots here. Oh, right, here was one. We didn't have the customer's name when we're viewing this as an admin, so it's kind of important, I think. Someone mentioned that. Yeah, right here, customer name. We didn't have it before, so thank you. I forget who mentioned it offhand, I'm sorry. But yeah, really, really good addition there. Yeah, here's one. You can optionally enable or disable the autocomplete. So we had the feature where you could autocomplete after a certain number of days, but there was no like 0. So I was like, you know what, let's just make it, or 0 when the word. We added the setting to make that setting appear or not, if that makes sense. Okay. Here's another one. We updated the user interface for things where we have like fields. Let me show you, probably be easier. I'm gonna have to go into a service and then like requirements. This same user interface is going to like apply for multiple things. All right, here. So like requirements, right? So here, let's expand this. This is like a toggle here. So if I put some title here, right? And then I can put, you know, obviously the labels and everything, and I can add more. I'm going to do this quick and then save here. So things like that. So this used to get really super long and there was no way to manage it. Now you can easily drag these fields. I could delete this field and I can easily open and view the details of that one and then close it again. So that's going to be like the same interface in like our email reports plugin and somewhere in the toolkit plugin, the support portal plugin, different things. So one more, we added a column to the orders. So if there's a parent order of a service, it's going to show here. It's like right here. So this person bought whatever service here. It says coaching calls right now, of course. But I can click here from the idea is to integrate everything as much as possible, of course, into SureCart. And this is one way, a new feature that was enabled. So now I came to the actual service from the orders. Now, we kind of have it already the other way around. Like right here, for example, that's the product. Oops. So like here, I can go to this order from my service list here. Now we can go to the services from the orders. That's it for this one. Again, that was a lot. And yeah, I'm excited because there's so many things coming together with this plugin. So many feature requests. It's crazy. So the one I already mentioned, the like resources. So you're going to be able to add notes and files and links by default to a service. So like, you know how there's like the tabs for the activity and the delivery and whatever. There'll just be a new tab there for these kind of things. So an admin, the reason this came up, someone wanted to like add notes to a coaching call, like a link and like different resources, right? So I was like, oh, we could just add a resources tab there. So that's something we will be working on. So the other one is milestones. Now we've been planning milestones for a while, and it's something that has evolved internally here, what we actually want to do with this. So think of like on Fiverr or in our services plugin, the cycle where, you know, you send the file, that's like the final delivery for approval, and then the customer looks at it and either like rejects it and says, no, I need some revisions, or it's approved. Think of that like as like one milestone. So you can have like a draft milestone. You know, you might have like initial draft, and you might have that have a time of like 5 days until the customer can approve it. Otherwise, it will go to like the next. Things like that. How many revisions do you want to allow per that milestone? Like how many revisions do you want for that draft? Yeah, just things like that. And I think that's going to open up more possibilities than you think, even with other use cases. So like I said, we're talking about like coaching calls and consultations. We have personalized items and digital services, all this. What are some other use cases that we can like use this foundation, but like maybe we need to modify one thing or add one thing or a couple things to make it work with that foundation? Does that make sense? So like we have this infrastructure, and then that's built on obviously on top of SureCart's infrastructure for the selling. So like what else could we do that's in that same line of thinking? And I've been getting ideas from you, and I want to hear more. Some people have requested like booking, like they want to book like something really simple, like a meeting. I'm not sure. I got to think about how that would work. What are some other things? I can't think right now on the spot, but let me know if you have some other ideas and any other features at all, like small or big, doesn't matter. Let us know. All right, enjoy the update.